Yo, 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 guys, what is up, everybody? How y'all doing today? It's Yosin back again. We're playing some more Wizard 101. This is episode 3 of our full game walkthrough from Wizard City all the way to the end. I think current max level is 170, so this might take a while. We're only at level 7 here on our Fire Wizard Vladis. And it's been quite interesting. We just left off in Wizard City. We just left off in Triton Avenue. And we are rocking the unicorn mount today here. Our coconuts have expired. 1-day mount. Going with the unicorn until we can afford our next new mount. I'm not sure what our permanent mount's going to do. We're doing the gold only challenge. No crowns on this character. And see how far can we go? How well are we going to be doing? Let's get started. Let's talk to Sergeant Muldoon and let's get started on the next street. I think we're going to be doing some Cyclops Lane today.
There's a part of the city we contracted out to the Cyclops Legion, appropriately called Cyclops Lane.
Here we go.
But their leader, General Achilles, proclaimed an edict outlawing all things with more eyes than he, and forced all residents out of their homes. It's strange. Achilles always seemed an honorable fella, without insecurities about his ocular limitations. No idea what could have changed his mind. Professor Cyrus Drake took this personally, as he and Achilles go back a ways, and sent his student to investigate. Let's see, I wrote his name down. Ah, yes, Nolan... Wait, Stormgate? That can't be right. Anyway, find a kid on Cyclops Lane and, well, help them.
It's pretty funny. Guy with
You say this was
Whoa.
The whole city's a mess. You say this was orchestrated.
I guess
by
we're
the former
picking up
dead
our
professor? I thought he
Firecat
was
alley
dead.
spill now.
Well, all the other dead are back, so yeah, that makes sense.
That's fine.
The whole city.
We're gonna be doing that this episode
the guy
anyway.
is completely overwhelmed. I hate to ask, but could you see if Private Quinn on Firecat Alley needs help?
Alright, well, I wasn't planning on picking up that question, but it is okay. Funny thing about this Cyclops Lane one is that guy's last name is Stormgate on a myth area.
Another assistant. Hurry, this way. We can talk safely over here.
A myth guy with a Storm last name, when Storm is the opposite of myth. So one thing that's cool about Cyclops Lane, and you'll see this throughout all of Wizard 101, they theme different zones and worlds off of different types of either generations, countries, or things. So this whole zone of Cyclops Lane here is all like based off Greek mythology, and it's really cool to see that.
There. Much better. Hopefully you're more useful than my other assistants. Lazy layabouts just run off. My fellow students and I came to confirm the successful thwarting of the Cyclops Rebellion. But there's a problem. The thwarting was unsuccessful, which should be impossible. Professor Drake handled this problem as any conjurer would. He summoned trolls and minotaurs to deal with it for him.
Best way to solve a problem is to create a new one, am I right?
But these lumbering trolls and minotaur warhorns don't seem to be working. They're just wandering around in circles.
Waiting for wizards to pick on.
We could report that to Professor Drake, but I see a spark of ambition in you. Let's knock the sense back into these beasts ourselves, yes?
Absolutely.
That will certainly earn us some extra credit. You go battle trolls and I'll handle the warhorns.
Alright, 3 lumbering trolls. Here we go. So last time we got our new spell, which is our fire prism to convert fire damage to ice, which is going to be really good when we're fighting fire guys, but we're not going to need that right now, so we're going to just take that out of our desk for now. Out of our deck. Looks like this battle is somehow over. I don't think we're going to be able to join that one. Let's start a new one over here. We're really close to level 8, and then we can get another spell, indeed, actually. 135 health. I think we're just going to do a fire elf here. Pass for a fire elf. Hopefully we don't fizzle. If I'm not mistaken, this zone also ties in directly to Wizard101's original lore story of the idea of giant titans battling, and that these trolls and minions and such are the offspring of such titans. If I'm wrong, you can correct me in the comments, but I'm pretty sure that's how this is. All right, just discovered our first badge of this area, Giant Hunter. Trolls are giants. So the game must be telling me that I am indeed right on that. Alright, to cut out a couple things here. Fireblade and look for another fire elf. Like most players, when they do playthroughs through Wizard City, the first zone they probably go to is Cyclops Lane before Triton Avenue. But we decided to do Triton Avenue first. Unless you're a free player. Triton Avenue is the one lane you get free. Cyclops Lane is one of the first lanes. First streets that you have to have a monthly subscription for. Fun tip if you want to start playing Wizard101, but a $10 monthly subscription seems steep to play a game by yourself. Play this MMO. If you can get partnered with a friend and have, or family member would be best, just in case something happens. But if you get on the same parent account, you both have a subscription at the same time, it narrows down both subscriptions to be $7. It used to be $5, but they did raise it a little bit, so you can get 2 subscriptions for $7. That is not an ad sponsor, but just a tip. That's what I do with my wife when we play this game. We both have subscriptions, so it's $14 for 2 subscriptions. Oh, we got a fizzle on our fire elf, so we're gonna have to try again. But 14 for 2 instead of 10 for 1. Just crazy, 14 for 2. You get 2 subscriptions to Wizard101, cheaper than 1 subscription to World of Warcraft. 2 fizzles in a row. What is my luck today? Another weird thing with Cyclops Lane, we've got myth trolls casting storm spells. Now, there's 7 schools in Wizard101, and all of the schools have an opposite school, except for balance.
Other students were. Now General Achilles let trolls go hungry.
With the 7 schools, you've got your 3 elemental schools, which is fire, storm, and ice. And your 3... oh, what do they call them? Your other 3 spell schools, which is your myth, death, and life.
What? The trolls summoned to defeat the Cyclopses have joined up with them and captured my student assistants? What did you do?
We defeated the trolls. That's good. Took us a few fizzles.
Never mind, never mind. This is no time for recriminations. That will come later. Now we must figure out how this happened.
Absolutely.
Myth minions cannot just turn on their masters. It's against their code of honor, or laws of physics, or whatever. There's something...
That's been magic.
I think our best course of action is to tell a grown-up. Report the situation
Tell a
to
grown-up.
Professor Drake.
I love it.
I remain and bravely hold the line. Make sure to mention that I'm still here, bravely holding the line while the other students are busy talking and getting captured.
You can get to Ravenwood and back quickly. Use the Return to Commons button to get back to the Commons, and then head to Ravenwood.
Alright, so yeah, with the 6 schools, the schools that are opposite, when you have an opposite school, and you deal damage using that opposite school's attacks, you deal bonus damage. When you attack with the same school, you get resist. So death is the opposite of life. So using a life school against death, or death, or vice versa, deals bonus damage. Myth and storm are opposites. Ice and fire are opposites. Yeah, but balance is the only one that doesn't have an opposite. And it usually uses other spells, schools, damage at the same time as well.
Yes, yes, trouble on Cyclops Lane, something students. Oh, you're one of those fast talkers, aren't you? Lovely.
Absolutely. I talk as fast as I can. Enough caffeine and I will talk forever.
Let me save you the trouble of breathlessly barking and dancing about like a dog reporting a mishap in a well. I already know everything.
That's good.
And I need you, yes you, to help me save Cyclops Lane. Are you up to it?
I'm up for the
Splendid.
challenge.
Then quickly, go to Victor Darkwood in the shopping district.
The shopping district?
He will give you an item of great importance. Bring it back to me.
This item must be extremely important if a professor, well-respected professor, is having us go after it. To save the lives of captured students in Cyclops Lane, when his minions that he summoned are the ones that are causing the problems because they decided to join the Cyclopses. Things are getting chaotic over there. Here we are.
Welcome to Darkwood's Apparel Barrel, where shopping for apparel's more fun than monkistons in a barrel. Professor Drake sent you, eh? Which one? The mean one or the evil one? Cyrus? Aye. He's the mean one.
The mean one. Lovely.
The old Death Professor Malice there, oi. That's his brother.
Ooh.
Always wear a grumpy pair.
They're brothers?
Can't say I mind there being one less around.
I guess they
these
do look
days.
similar.
Anyway, here's the old Grump's package. All his laundry clean, pressed, and folded correctly. No matter what he says.
Well, I guess that important item was his laundry. And I was not supposed to go to Cyclops Lane. We need to go back to Ravenwood. So we're gonna go home. That is a really cool skeletal dragon mount. Only on the screen for a few seconds, but that was pretty cool. Our mount options are going to be limited doing this gold challenge, because without crowns, we're not going to have as many. So maybe at one point we'll do something about that, but for now I've been eyeing the Bengal Tiger on the crown store for 90,000 gold.
Well, that certainly took you long enough. No doubt Victor folded my robes improperly as well.
He said they're correct, no matter what you say.
Why do you continue raving about Cyclops Lane? The situation is well in hand. I sent an army of trolls to ensure as much. The trolls are revolting, you say? Yes, that is a problem, and it must be dealt with harshly. Take this note to Headmaster Ambrose at once.
What is Ambrose going to do? You're the myth professor. Shouldn't you know more about what to do about the trolls? I guess Headmaster Ambrose, he is the Dumbledore, so maybe he'll know all the answers.
I will not expel you.
Expel?
Professor Drake takes particular umbrage at the trolls are revolting joke, but this is simply too...
That's crazy. Oh.
Don't... You mean to say the trolls he sent to Cyclops Lane are revolting in the combative sense? Oh dear, he must remedy this at once.
That's what I was trying to tell him.
Don't worry, young wizard. Professor Drake may seem callous, but he is not his brother. Impress upon him the severity of the issue, and he will help.
Alright, we're not going to pick up any of these quests now. Let's go back over to Cyrus Drake and tell him that he needs to, fix his issues. Alrighty here. Spending a lot of time talking to Cyrus Drake. Could actually be out there saving these students. General Achilles is... might not keep him forever. Who knows what his plans are with them.
You're still here? The trolls are rebelling, Captured some students, you say? Nolan behaving bravely? I don't believe you. Although, thinking about it, Wizard City is old and holds many ghosts with strange powers not commonly practiced today. It's not impossible such a spirit may have a way to enthrall my minions, though General Achilles would have neither means nor motive to summon one.
Unless he's being controlled.
What's that? Yes, Malastair would. I heard you met him. Well, he and Achilles are old comrades. Who knows what dark powers he gave the Cyclops? All I can do is guide you. Whatever my brother summoned to disrupt my magic will be with Achilles. Find it, destroy it, and save the students.
Absolutely.
Also, make sure young Master Stormgate doesn't get swallowed by his own humongo frog again.
Oh,
If
what a
you mark your
jokester.
location, click the recall button to return to your mark.
Alright, let's tell him about the humongo frog. Don't get eaten.
Professor Drake said to tell me not to get eaten. I knew deep down he really cared.
Oh,
and
he definitely
trusted
doesn't
me
care.
to save Cyclops Lane.
He just doesn't want to file the paperwork.
So then, if the students were kidnapped by trolls and the trolls work for the Cyclopsi, then a Cyclops should know where the students are.
So that's good logical thinking.
Therefore, my first order of business is to have you go fight Cyclopsicles until
Alrighty.
Brian tells you where the students are.
We just hit level 8. Means that we will be able to get a new spell. But we're going to finish off Cyclops Lane before we go grab that, because I don't believe that that's going to help us a whole ton in this case here. I'm pretty sure it was, if I looked at it, it was 2 shields. And with us being fire, I believe it is ice and storm. None of which should be used by myth creatures. We really like our fizzling. This is a very common occurrence today. Let's try this again. Alright, there's our fire elf. Let's look for big damage. He's got 235 health. So this might take a second to take him down. Ooh, not quite there enough. He's too tall, so you can't actually see the damage that was done to him above his head. Ooh, we only need 1 guy, but looks like we're gonna have to fight 2. Oh, we have enough pips for another fire elf, but I'm not seeing one here. So we're just gonna hit this guy on the side with Firecat. Our buddy Luke here is going to be using a blood elf, so that's good. Luke Battle Chanter. Myth against myth. So this is what I was talking about earlier. Use the same type against, you're gonna get resist. 91. 1 down, 1 to go. Their death animation is really funny. Slapping that goatee chin straight into the ground. Also really funny to see, yeah, they do have 1 eye, and that eye is massive. But it's really funny to see the giant eyebrow that comes with that 1 eye. Like, you think it's a unibrow, and I guess technically it would be a unibrow, because it's only one brow. Wonder how technically that works.
We had the trolls deliver them, because there's nightmares in there.
The dark cave.
Cyclops can endure.
Oh, Achilles doesn't have the students. Alright. Dark cave, huh? Let's go check it out. Place is creepy. See the eyes of some like bats or something creeping through.
You have to get us out of here. Those zombie creatures have the talisman to dispel these bubbles. Get
What
it
is-
from them, please.
What are these bubbles? This looks more like storm magic. Oh, we're back fighting rotting fodder, so I guess that makes more sense why it looks like storm magic. These guys still have the storm medallions. I thought we fixed that issue on Triton Avenue, but I guess these guys are still connected. 150 health. We're just gonna do a quick pass for Fire Elf. Looks like he's gonna pass too, so it's gonna make this for a quicker battle. Unless we do our very common occurrence here and we fizzle. Nope. Good here. Got him. 102, but the overtime damage should be enough to take him down. 70. There we go. Hopefully one was enough.
Take
Nice.
the talisman. Free the miscreants. But you will all be chow for the Great One, whose gaze enthralls and whose teeth destroy.
That's not creepy at all. I wonder who he's talking about when he says the Great One. Is he talking about General Achilles, or is he talking about Malistaire?
Oh, thank you! I thought for sure the spirits here were going to possess us and make us dance to catchy, upbeat music. It's my worst fear.
You know, I think you got other problems if that's your worst fear.
I don't know what happened. The trolls just grabbed us and sealed us in bubbles to become vessels for the Great One, whatever that means. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd very much like to flee in terror.
She's worried that she's going to get taken by the United States government and listen to our new and approved 2025 theme song, YMCA. Whoa, we do not need to be fighting people. Let's not walk out in the street like that. Too close. Too close. All these skeletal warriors. These guys are cool.
Dude, you rock! Did you see all these gnarly ghosts? Oh, yeah. Well, Cyrus said they were sealed in this cave by his bro back in the day. Something with power over the dead broke him out, though. Oh, I bet it was Malorn.
Is this guy high?
I've always been jealous of my raw cool.
Ah, cool, dude.
Oh, you think Malistaire did it? Didn't he blow up with a death school or something? Yeah, whatever. Going out to get some rays.
Kind of sounds like either Bill or Ted from Bill and Ted. He's like 69. Nice. It's hilarious. He's totally acting cooler than he is. One more bubble. Here we go. This was the main one that told us to rescue them in the first place.
At last. Let me guess, Nolan sent you to do his work for him? That is such a myth wizard thing to do. Or maybe it's just him. I'll get everyone to safety. Find us back by Nolan and we can discuss next steps.
Storm Wizard roasting the Myth Wizard. What an outcome.
Everyone safe? Good. Now we need to finish the job the trolls and Warhorns started. We need to defeat General Achilles.
We got this.
I don't know what dark influence Achilles found in this cave or how it lets him disrupt control of Professor Drake's minions, but it doesn't matter.
I feel like it matters a little bit. We'll never get to Achilles' tower with those Warhorns on his side.
No, we definitely won't. Our
I thought he was supposed to take
gone,
care of those
yet
Warhorns.
not entry-level monsters. But our new friend here can do it.
Oh, that's an excellent idea I just had. Wizard, go fight Warhorns until they surrender. I'll stay here and protect the others.
Thanks.
But aren't I an entry-level wizard as well? I guess I do still have my, You still have my spell book, and if theirs got taken from them... Alright. Let's go fight some Warhorns. Rank 2 elites. We need to fight 3. Ooh, let's see if we can join this guy's battle. Nice. Use a fire blade. Look for our fire. I'll use it on the second guy. Our buddy Vigo Skullflang here. See if he can take out the first one. He's already done a little bit of damage to it. These Minotaur looking dudes, these Warhorns, are really cool models. They do look like they would have been tough enough to take down the Cyclopses, but I guess they joined sides. Having extra to deal with is crazy. Oh, I thought they had the 235 health. Turns out they have 285 health. That might be... I think that's more than the Scarlet Screamers had in Train Avenue. Or maybe it's the same. I don't remember. There's the classic fizzle. He did take out the first one though, so that's going to make things a lot easier. Finally got the myth guys casting myth spells. Bloodbat, level 1 myth spell. Biko is a Storm. Storm is actually the highest damaging school in the game. It has the highest chance to fizzle. So that spell he just used gives him... Maybe Fire is the highest chance to fizzle. I think we've fizzled like 6 or 7 times just in this episode so far. But that spell gives him an extra 25% chance not to fizzle. 70% chance on a Storm spell to go through. An extra 25 puts him at 95, but the basic one gives you an extra 5%, so that's 100% guaranteed. Fire is 75%. The extra one puts me at 80, so I have a 20% chance fizzle rate. I've still fizzled 6 to 7 times today. Let's still get that Fire Blade going, get a Fire Elf, take down this guy's last Warhorn that we need, and then I think we can go take out General Achilles. So we can give up all the information he's got on Malistaire, so we can get some more information about him. And save Cyclops Lane. Turn it to the hands of the students. Get the Cyclops back in order and get these trolls and Warhorns out of here. Cyclops statue in the back holding up the land. Very giant-like. Alright, just to make it go through a little bit faster, we know it's going to take 2 more turns. 95. We're just going to cast a Dark Sprite to finish him off. Nice, for once they're fizzling. Not me. Nebulous of Despo. This came from our wand. Alrighty.
You won't get past Colonel Romulus anyway.
Colonel Romulus. Alright, we gotta talk to the doorkeeper. I like the little eyes. It's almost like there's little Cyclopses that were too scared to join the cause that are like peeking out of their homes.
I saw you defeat the Warhorns, Wizard. But can you defeat Achilles himself?
That a challenge?
Of
course I can.
He just hasn't been the same since that undead monster came in.
Undead monster?
I'll be honest with you, it scares me, Wizard.
Undead monster does not sound like Malistaire. He may be a death wizard. He's no undead.
Someone needs to save General Achilles from himself. Can you do it? Then go inside, and good luck.
Alright, let's take him out. Let's save Cyclops Lane.
One of you comes to face me at last. Know this. I see Cyclops Lane, but it was not my choice.
It was mine. No, down here, near the ground. Yes, me.
What in this?
Hear me. For I am a prince of Darkmoor, cursed to be a bunny, beaten by a vampire, then trapped between physical and spiritual planes.
What in the world is this?
But Malistaire destroyed our treason. Sent
Oh,
us
okay.
to chaos. And then his brother provided an easily swayed army of trolls and cow things.
Cow things, nice.
Sadly, yours is too keen an intellect to fall for my diabolical cuteness. So instead, sit them, General!
Nice. That's hilarious. Reminds me of the bunny in that movie that Kevin Hart plays the bunny. What's that movie? Is that from Pets? I think it's like Pets. Saw that one once. That's pretty funny. Totally reminds me of that. Alright, I think we're just gonna get a fire elf on the first Cyclops. Slowly take him down so we're not getting hit by 2 guys a turn. Oh, it's probably gonna hurt. That looks heavy. 105. Okay, that wasn't bad. It was a weak hit. His delivery was, or his anticipation, his build-up was good, but his delivery was weak. Almost looks like we've got Malistaire like watching in. trying to watch it, but he's kind of looking the wrong way. It's almost like that ball from Lord of the Rings. That Pippin just couldn't keep his hands off of. And off all of the stones that weren't accounted for, it looks like I found one. And Malistaire is watching. Alright, we're gonna get a fire blade and we're gonna use another fire elf on the boss. He's got 470 health. That's not as much as the Harvest Lord had in Triton Avenue, but it's still quite a bit. Harvest Lord had upwards in the 500s. Like 580, I believe. Hey, it wouldn't be Vladis the Fire Wizard. It wouldn't be a good and entertaining battle if we didn't have a fizzle or two. Am I right? 250. He's got 2 pips. Unless he uses a fire or a storm spell, I think we should be okay to attack. And then I think we should heal next turn. Let's see what he does. He's gonna fizzle. He's got 3 pips now. Now he can hit us pretty hard. So we're gonna go ahead and use our Pixie for the first time. 400 self-healing. You're a life wizard. This spell is actually different. Instead of doing 400, it does 425, and you can use it on anybody. If you're playing with friends, you can heal them. But if you're not a life wizard, that spell can only be cast on yourself. Well, he did use a firm spell, just not a really big one. Use a Firecat and let that last tick of Fire Elf overtime damage finish off General Achilles here. This is the final boss of Cyclops
So
Lane.
you brought Achilles to heal. Doesn't matter.
Get it?
As long as
To
my
heal?
influence remains over Cyclops Lane, I will never fade.
He's right, you know. His thralls keep him tethered to the physical world. But if he lost them, he'd fade back to the nexus twixt life and death.
Ooh, thanks for telling us how to beat him.
I'm telling you this because I never liked that bunny. I took Cyclops Lane as a distraction from Malistaire's plan, whatever that is.
Ooh, okay.
The Cyclops are an honorable people, and I was honor-bound to Malistaire for saving my life from a rogue optometrist. Now, I'm honor-bound to you. The Great One sees the watching eyes, our security system, turning them into hypno-eyes to lull all the minions on the street, all at once.
Ooh, so all those eyes on the street weren't Cyclops peeking out. It was Malistaire using them as magic to control all of the minions.
Even now, these crystal balls maintain his bewitching gaze. Destroy them, and his influence over this street will dissipate.
Seems fairly simple enough. Just throw it on the ground, right?
This isn't the end of me, Wizard. I'll be back. Ours will be a rivalry for the ages. You'll see. One day, the Great One will return!
We will see.
Probably won't return, and his thralls should
I'm sure that's the last time we'll be seeing from him.
I vow I will honor my word and restore order to this street.
Alright, let's go tell Nolan that we saved Cyclops Lane. I'm sure he'll take credit for this.
The trolls and warhorns seem more docile now. I take it that means we were successful in defeating
See,
General
he's saying
Achilles.
we.
More like this wizard was successful, bro. Doesn't look like you moved an inch since you got us captured.
Oh, God. What do you mean got us captured?
Now, let's not point fingers. We succeed and fail as a team. And I will report our success to Professor Drake as such. A team effort.
I mean, I guess you did stand guard.
Whatever you say, Nolan. Wizard, you should head back to Sergeant Muldoon in Old Town and tell him Cyclops Lane is under control.
He'll do. Alright, that is 2 of the 3 streets. Now under control. I guess we should take the teleporter back to the main gate. That would probably make some things a little bit faster. Now, we already picked up the quest for Firecat Alley, so we already have that one.
Achilles is backing down? Good. Then maybe he can do the job he promised to do and maintain order on Cyclops Lane. Though it may take a while with all the creatures roaming around there now. Good work all the same, Wizard.
Thank you. Oh, looks like I've got a robe. I will take the 40 extra health over the 2 bonus fire damage. Firecat Alley. This is going to be an interesting one. Stock up on this mana just so we know that we have enough. Firecat Alley is going to be an interesting one because everything is fire. And we're fire, so all of our spells are going to resist. So it's a good thing that we already have this fire prism because we might need it.
Halt! Oh, you're that Unicorn Way hero wizard, aren't you? What?
Indeed I am.
Sergeant Muldoon sent you. Woo! I need all the help I can get.
He doesn't look in too good shape. He's all beat up. Clothes are ripped.
This street is ablaze, wizard, and not in the way it's always ablaze. It's been completely consumed by anger and hostility and violence.
That's not good.
Fire elves have gone insane. A gaggle of them even broke down the gate to the dark cave. Now the undead have spilled out into the street. I can't hold all these roving mobs of mayhem at bay alone. Please, wizard, can you drive the haunted minions back?
Absolutely. Alright, so we're starting off. These guys are still balanced. Hey, but the big thing, too, with a bunch of fire guys, we're going to get resist. So we're going to have to convert our fire damage into ice damage in order to get the boost. Now, it actually makes them stronger, but it's going to take an entire turn just to cast that spell to put a little prism on them. Now, one problem, too, with being a fire wizard is that we have these overtime spells. So if I was to use this fire elf to do 100 and then 210 over 3, the final boss is fire. It's only going to convert that first 100 damage to ice. And that last 3 rounds is going to get resisted by fire damage. So unless I was to place 4 prisms, which my deck can only hold 3 of the same card, we're going to struggle. But these haunted minions are still easy enough. So this street might be the hardest of the 3 for us. But after we do finish this street, we will have completed all 3 things that Gloria Crendel needed us to complete from the last episode. We picked up her quest in Old Town. We needed to defeat a fire elf, Cyclops, and the haunted minions in Triton Avenue.
Truce. We'll keep to this corner of the street. But we're not going back in the dark cave. It's spooky in there.
Alright.
The undead have promised not to venture any farther? It's not ideal, but after everything else that's happened here, I call that a win. It all started when the Fire Elves were rehearsing the song Recollection from Firecat, the musical. Everything was going fine, pitchy soprano solo aside, when one of the Fire Elves suddenly shot a tiny arrow at me. Then another elf joined in.
The theater kids went a little crazy this time.
Then another. The animosity spread like wildfire. Now even the lawn decorations have risen up and gone all stabby.
Yeah, everything's ablaze here.
A wizard named Lizzo Firespitter was coaching the elves on singing before the trouble started. I saw them attack her. I wanted to help, but,
You got scared.
I simply had to secure this position.
Yeah.
Now I'm the only thing standing between all this chaos and Old Town. Please, will you check on Lizzo?
I guess that's fair. We're gonna take this teleporter. I believe that'll take us straight to her. There she is.
This is no place for a newbie like you.
Oh.
Wait.
You're the new kid who cleaned up Unicorn Way, aren't you?
Yeah, and Triton Avenue, and Cyclops Lane.
Here now. Some fire elves attacked me and stole my spell book. The truth hurts, but I'm literally powerless without it.
Everybody has their spellbook stolen. Headmaster Ambo said in the tutorial, every wizard needs a spellbook and a wand. Cannot do without them.
Could you get my spellbook back? You will? Thanks. Just try to be gentle, okay? The fire elves aren't evil. Someone, something, has corrupted them.
Seems familiar. Corrupted beings. Cyclops weren't corrupted. They were just honoring a favor, I guess. Alright, here's our first fire guy. So we are going to get some resist here. They still only have 100 health. So it shouldn't be too much resisted damage. You should still be able to take them down with another fire elf. It's going to be fun that we're going to be using a fire elf spell to take down a fire guy. The interesting thing here is if I was to use a fire prism to convert it to ice damage, it would use this ice shield to lower the damage, which would actually probably end up making it worse than the resist. Yeah, that was with a fire blade. 123 with a fire blade. Normally we do I think like 137, 135, something like that. So it resisted about 15 points of damage. But the overtime still finishes him off. Alright, one more fire elf here. Alright, we're gonna fire blade again. Uh-oh. That was weird. Kind of glitchy. Thought maybe I was getting disconnected or something. Righty. Fire elf time. If you didn't even look at these fire elves close up, they look so innocent and cute, but their smile is creepy.
Fire for fiddle! Burnt out ends of smoky days! The stale cold smell of morning! Fire for fiddle!
Okay. Not only is their smile creepy, their voice is creepy too, and their attitude. That's a personality I don't want to mess with. We done fighting these guys? Because that was crazy.
My spell book! Thank you! You really are as talented as they say. However, we're gonna need more than talent to help the fire elves.
Yeah?
I have no idea what's causing my little friends to go cuckoo bananas like this, or how to help them. But I might know of someone who does. There's a rumor of a witch who was fired from Ravenwood that lives in hiding here on Firecat Alley. They say she turned a kid into a humongo frog.
Don't tell me that's the same humongo frog that ate Nolan Stormgate.
I think we can convince her to use her advanced magical prowess to help the fire elves. I might be too optimistic, but that's a human in me. The wizard in me is worried she's the one who caused all this. Either way, we need to find her. Perhaps one of the other denizens knows how. I saw Shellis Gruffheart cowering in a corner at the top of the hill instead of helping me while I was running for my life earlier.
Sounds like you were the one carrying running.
Go ask Shellis if he knows where the witch lives.
He's up here at the top of the hill staring the fire elves down. You're at the bottom of the hill. You seem like the one you're cowering.
Oh, you're a wizard.
Oh, maybe he is cowering.
You're not two fire elves in a wizard costume, are you? No? You promise? 'Cause I know ice magic.
Ooh, that's my weakness. That's the opposite.
Okay, I believe you. Which is good, because I don't know a lick of ice magic. So, Are you here
Bluffing.
to save me, magical child? Not quite. Fair enough. What do you want then? Do I know where the old witch is? I'm not sure. What I am sure of is that the bedeviled fire elves stole my strongbox. My entire month's earnings are in that box, wizard. You get my strongbox back. Wink, wink. And maybe I'll remember the answer to your question.
Oh, ooh, finding a dealings that I have to help him. Smart guy. Fire elf pathfinders. This is gonna be stronger fire elves. Dang, level 2, rank 2 elites. So I gotta fight 2 here. So that's gonna be 2 battles. They 235 health. They're 285 health. So this is kind of like our war horns here. Definitely gonna need a fire blade since they're gonna resist our fire elf damage. 285. I wonder if the resist would be enough that if we didn't use our fire blade, a fire elf might not even take him down. Oh, we're getting a little bug again, I guess. $77. Ooh, we just got another guy to join. I'm gonna be weird. I'm gonna wait and make sure somebody else joins. Alright, good. Goody goody. We're gonna heal here. We're gonna use our heartbeat. Get back to full. Should put us at full. Absolutely. There we go. That's 1 down, 1 to go. Fire Blade, we're gonna try another Fire Elf. We have a Death Wizard here, our buddy Blaze Herb. That should make this a lot easier to go. Alright, we're gonna do a fun little question of the day. You made it this far in the video. First off, if you like this video and you really like this series, it really helps a lot if you hit that like button and you subscribe and follow us for more, so we can keep pumping out these videos for this full playthrough and get you some more content. But we're gonna do a little friendly question here. If you are playing Wizard 101, what is your favorite world and why? I'd love to see the responses to that one. That'd be pretty cool. You can leave those in the comments, and yeah. 105 damage. Wow, that was crazy. I think it's 54 left. Probably don't need to actually use a fire elf. Looks like it's kind of overkill, but we're gonna use a Firecat. $123.
Fire for fiddle, as he loves to tell. Fire for fiddle.
That must be their favorite word.
Fire for fiddle. Fire for fiddle.
Fire for fiddle must definitely be their favorite word, because they sure do say it a lot. That's all I'm saying.
My strongbox! Thank you. Now about your question. I can't say for certain she's a witch, but there's a peculiar hermit who lives down the way.
Alright, let's go check it out.
She keeps her windows drawn, and there's often strange smoke billowing from her chimney. That's the best I can give you. Hope it helps.
Sounds like a witch to me. Burn her. We found a witch. May we burn her? You know the reference? Let me know.
What? How dare you interrupt an old woman from her stories? Did Ambrose send you to banish me?
Well, I'm not going without a fight! What's that? Corrupted fire elves? Murderous magma men? The undead
What magma
have
men?
spilled from Dark Cave? They need the witch's help?
Absolutely. She admits to being a witch, though.
First off, I'm 100% not that witch. Or any witch, for that matter. I'm an alchemist. Secondly, this sounds like a city guard job. The guard is pinned down. Ugh, typical. Right then, I'll help. But I need to know exactly what we're dealing with here.
Didn't we tell you?
Take this special vial and collect a sample of magma from those magma men you mentioned for me to analyze. We'll go from there.
Alrighty. We're gonna mark our location in her house. We can teleport back to her in a moment's notice. Defeat magma men. Oh, let's just join this battle right here. You only need 2, and this will probably put us at 3, but be quicker than doing 2 battles. I think this one might be low and ready to die. 108. Alright, we're going to use our fire blade so we can do a fire elf spell next turn. Help take him down. I think I saw that our buddy Zedekis Skywalker. What if he's related to Anakin Skywalker? I think I saw him. He was going to use the meteorite spell that we used in the tutorial. And he's got a fire blade, so I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, that did like 500 damage to each one of those dragkins. So that'll probably take him out. A 71 and you had a boost? That's a really weak spell. Now ice is the lowest damaging spell in the game. The lowest damaging school. 563 with resist, by the way. And we're still going to cast our fire blade. Because we're totally going to need that, by the way. Alright, we're close enough to her house that we don't need to teleport. We can just walk here.
Oh, that was quick. Phew! You smell like sulfur. Now, hand me the magma and I'll run a quick analysis on it. And done. Ah, looks like the root cause was a banshee's whale curse.
Banshee's whale.
And I recognize these melodic signatures. Bastilla Gravewind.
Interesting.
Bastilla was the prima donna of the Fire Globe Theater decades ago. She had a bitter relationship with the Fire Elves, especially fellow actors. During a performance of magic fire music, her elf co-star accidentally summoned actual fire magic, and that was the end of poor Bastilla.
Oh, she just died in the theater room because the fire elf just killed her with fire magic.
I'd heard that she had a thriving underworld theater career, but apparently
Now she's a banshee.
To return with a vengeance.
I think I would too, honestly. I don't blame her. But we're the wizard.
Whale curse works like an auditory virus. Rehearsals for that dreadful musical served as the perfect way to infect the masses. Thankfully, this particular whale seems to have no effect on humans, but we need to help the fire elves before their little brains melt.
They are small, aren't they?
The curse, I'll need a Herkimer stone to record Bastilla's voice onto. Get one from the rotting fodder in Dark Cave.
Ooh, is that how they talk? They have a fancy talking stone. 520 meters away. That's a long run. Good thing we have teleporters here and around. We're going to use the one that takes us at least back to the gate. That'll give us a little bit closer to the Dark Cave. Now, the Dark Cave is the same cave that we were in Cyclops Lane. Cyclops Lane and Firecat Alley are actually connected together through the Dark Cave in one continuous row. If you look at the street here, Firecat Alley, we zoom out, you can see Firecat Alley, Dark Cave, Triton Avenue, It goes to Haunted Cave, but Cyclops Lane goes to the Dark Cave, and the Dark Cave goes underneath of Triton Avenue. They connect together. Pretty interesting. Alright, Skeletal Warriors, we don't need you. We need rotting fodder. This is the one thing I do remember. I remember in the previous episode when we were fighting in Triton Avenue, they were called rotted fodder. But these ones are rotting fodder. So I knew that there was some rotting fodder. But they're actually a difference in name. That's super interesting to see that they're actually the same model, both Storm. They're both ranked 2 with 150 health. They have 2 different names with the slightest differences. Let me know if you've ever noticed that before. Got our Fire Elf. I don't want to jinx it, but we haven't fizzled fighting in Firecat Alley yet. Let's knock on wood. Good pass turn will be enough. And hopefully we got it on our first try. And indeed we did.
Take our Herkimer stone. We'll dig up another to record our sickened beats upon.
Sickened beats? Are they beatboxing?
Ah, good. This Herkimer stone should work nicely to record Bastilla's wail. I'll override whatever noise the rotting fodder had imbued it with.
Can we hear what they had?
You'll just need to get Bastilla mad enough to let out a good shriek. Herkimer stones naturally capture the sound waves of the undead.
Interesting.
I did a little reconnaissance while you were gone. Big surprise, Bastilla is in her old house, the Diva's Tower, down the street. Good luck.
Does everybody live in a tower? Good guys live in houses, bad guys live in towers. Fun fact for Wizard101 today. Ooh. Wooden chest, but... Oh. As I say that. Quick tip, if you ever get stuck in a battle, you exit the game. Oh. Alright, I don't want to sit in this battle, so we're gonna flee. I feel bad that I gave that guy an extra one, but we're gonna use our potion for first. Now we're gonna teleport back to Firecat Alley. Alright, this time let's get to the Banshee's house. Silver chests are really interesting. We're getting a thing that's telling us about silver chests. They're not as simple as wooden chests. They give you more rewards, but you have to solve a little puzzle game just to get it. So that's why we're not grabbing those if you're wondering as we run by. Like, could have grabbed a teleporter to get here faster. Also noticing, why are we not on our mount? There we go, that makes us faster. Wondering why we're running so slow. Alright, Bastilla. Let's get you to let out a shriek. Level? Rank 3? Death Boss.
Of the performance I gave for the Fire Elves. What? Are you not a fan? Well, Lallistar is.
Creepy.
None of you wretched living creatures' opinions will matter once the Dark Master's plan is fulfilled. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Well, if you shriek into this stone, then we'll be able to create something that can get the Fire Elves to not be so evil. Now, since we're starting with a Fire Blade here, I think I actually am going to use the first Fire Elf on the boss. just so I get maximized damage, because 100 plus 210 plus the fire blade might give us up to like 350 damage. But the fire health, he's only got 150 health. $137. I guess I'll slowly whittle away at the fire elf here. You can use a dark sprite. $95. Should only be one attack away from being down now. Alright, let's finish him off with a Firecat. Actually, we're gonna use the Firecat on the boss because I believe this is the last round to go. And we want to make sure that she goes down. There she goes. One more attack, we'll finish off the fire elf and we'll be done with this battle. Finish him off with a fire cat. Should be enough, even though he has 55, the resist will still be higher than 55 damage. We should be okay there. 82. There's the shriek.
How dare you upstage my comeback performance? It was going so well, too. I laughed. I cried. Oh, it was better than Firecats. Enjoy this day, whelp. For when you bear witness to Malaster's malum opus, then you will be sorry. This entire wretched city will be sorry!
Dang, she's on one.
Did you capture Bastilla's whale? Great! What's that? She warned there's still more to Malaster's sinister plan? Wait, Malaster's behind this? Malaster? Drake? The Death Professor? I'd heard he blew himself up with the Death School after his sweet wife, Sylvia, passed.
Ooh, there's a motive. He went crazy after his wife passed. He had nothing left to live for.
Truth be told, I'm not surprised. There was
I wonder if that's why his brother's so dark too.
About him. Sylvia was too good for that entire Drake family, if you ask me.
Interesting. I wonder if there was a
Nonetheless,
double
we
love
still need
situation
to
there.
transmute Bastilla's whale into a cure for the fire elves. We'll just need a few things before we can get started. Unfortunately, the alchemical transmutation will require some equipment that I'm no longer privy to. One student turns himself into a humongo frog, and everyone wants the alchemy professor run out of town. Bartleby forbid Ambrose have my back.
You sure you didn't do it? Because that's what people are claiming happened.
Anyhow, I can make do with crafting equipment. Here's a list of items to borrow from Gloria Crendel in Old Town. Just, don't mention my name.
Gloria Crendel is the one that we got the quest from. Because we've defeated all three, we'll actually be able to turn it in and get our set of gear. Now, it is going to be a level 10 set of gear, and we're only level 9, but we should be getting to level 10 as we finish up WizardCity. This is going to give us a full set of gear. It's going to give us boots, robe, and a hat. And it is going to be way better than our current set of gear.
I knew you'd have no trouble securing those supplies. Now, a magical binding here, some weaving spells there, all done. I hope those robes serve you well, wizard. Good fortune on all your travels. Hello, young wizard. How can I help you craft today? You'd like to borrow some crafting items. Oh, I suppose that's all right. Let's see your list. 1 large beaker, 1 crucible, 5 aludels, and a small athanor. Well, this is your lucky day. I just received a crate of those items. Of course, there are a few other items in the crate as well. Tell Greta she's welcome to them too. Call it an overdue parting gift.
She already knew who it was, even though we didn't bring her up.
But I can spot Greta's alchemy setup a mile away. Don't worry. Everybody knows she's been hiding on Firecat Alley. Oh, do say hello for me.
Alright, let's get this alchemy set up.
How did it go? You got everything on the list? And Gloria says hello? Oh, let's just get this done. Go set up the alchemy table over there. Ooh, that equipment is nice enough for an amateur like you to perform the transmutation.
You want me to do it?
Just place the Herkimer stone on the crucible. There we are. Now bring me the potion and let me check your work. Wow! A+ work here, young one. Good work. Now for the next part of the plan. The curative intonation potion will work similarly to the initial curse, so you'll need to administer it to an influential fire elf. Alacane Swift Arrow is the most famous fire elf actor alive. Once he's cured, just explain to him that it's up to him to pass the cure on to his people. You'll find Alacane in the Fire Globe Theater. I've imbued your wand with the curative potion. Now go give Alacane a good thwacking.
Yeah, the best way to cure the fire elves is to attack the famous one. The more famous the fire elf, the more influential they will be in getting all the fire elves. We're just gonna do our part, and we'll hope he'll he'll hold up his end in getting the rest undone from this spell. And we didn't do this in Cyclops Lane, but the smith in Firecat Alley is right here next to the Fire Globe Theater. The one in Cyclops Lane is near Nolan Stormgate. It's right behind him in that back wall. We did not grab it when we were there. We kind of forgot about that. Alright, here's our Fire Elf boss. Bosses have higher resist than regular. So the Fire Elf is going to be tough to take him down. But we are still going to include a couple prisms here.
Have something to learn. Fire for Friddle Wizard City must burn.
Fire for Friddle. Well, we did this battle already, and we tragically failed. Fire against fire turns out isn't as easy as it should be. Definitely is as hard as we thought it might be. And we're going to try this again. We have to pay more attention to our heals here. Alright, Fire Elf. Ooh, do we use it against the boss, or do we make sure the Magma Man dies? I think we still make sure the Magma Man goes down. We'll keep our heals up after this. Alright, if you don't have any of our heal cards right now, we're going to keep the Frost Beetle because it's ice. It'll do some little bit of bonus damage. We're only at 1 pip though. We're going to put our Fire Prism here on the thing. Oh, he does have the ice block though, so maybe that wasn't such a good idea. We don't have any of our healing spells, so it's taking our health down quite a bit. We're gonna need some of those healing spells quickly. Alright. He's got 2 pips, so even if he uses a Fire Elf, he should be okay. Magma Man's going to die here to the overtime damage. Hitting us with a Myth Bat. 74 health, we got really low here. But we have our Pixie coming, and the Magma Man is down, so we're just resetting with a heal here. This should put us on track. We are going to need a Fire Blade to empower our Fire Elf, though. But I might go ahead and actually use this Frost Beetle to break that Ice Shield. Remember what I said earlier in the episode. If they use an Ice Shield before we're able to put that Fire Prism on, which they did put it before, when it's converted to ice, it'll actually use the shield. But if we put it beforehand, it will not. The order of usage is actually pretty crazy and important there. Now that he doesn't have it, even if he puts another Ice Shield, it will not use it. Alright, let's use a Fire Blade here. After this Fire Blade, we might need to use another heal, but then we could be able to use our attack. Alright, we're going to use another Pixie now. Gave us a pass, so he's going up for that 3 pips where he attacked us for 395 health. Yeah, so let's just make sure we're back close to full. Now, he may have the same health as General Achilles and less than the Harvest Lord, but he's definitely a lot more difficult to deal with just because of this. Let's go with another Fire Blade. As we're going to build up, we're going to use a Fire Elf, and then let's attack him with a Firecat. Alright, here's our Fire Elf. We're going to get rid of this Dark Sprite and the chance that we draw... Ooh, actually, let's use this... No, because that Fire Assist will use our Fire Blade. So let's just use the Fire Elf spell. Let's make sure that doesn't fizzle too, because we don't want to be using all our stuff on a 45 attack damage pet spell. This should start us off on good damage. 164, that's a great start. Now that 286 over 3 rounds is going to get resisted quite enough. I'm not quite sure how much damage he's going to do to us, so we're just going to use the 245 and make sure we heal. Just in case he hits us with that 385, 395, whatever it was, we don't want to be 1 attack away from dying. Alright, he didn't do it this time, but he did put us really low enough that the next turn he probably could have done it and killed us. Him just saying that 3 pips is scary. Just going to make sure we're all healed up. My pet's dancing, he's ready to get into the action. That's what we're going to do. We're going to use our Fire Assist pet, finish him off with a Firecat. Combination of this overtime 57, the Firecat, and the pet attack should be enough to finish him off. Even if he does hit us with the big attack, she does not, he casts it with another Firecat. So we're safe from that attack from the first one. Ooh, we fizzle. Maybe it won't be enough. We do have 1 more round though, and this should still use our Fire Blade, so... should just be able to pass and finish him off still though. $37. 80 health. Ooh, he's still not gonna die to the thing. So let's get something with a high pip chance or high thing. So we have a 90% chance to get through with our wand, giving us an extra 5. That's 95% chance. So there's only a 5% chance to fizzle with this imp. So we're using that. It's gonna hit us with the same spell. Alkane Swift Arrow, the actor, the musician. Using the Imp of Music. We hit him back with the same thing, we finish him off, and that is Alkane Swift Arrow. And that is the end of Firecat Alley.
Resonance hath been driven from my brain. By the hand of this gentle wizard, I am again stark raving sane. How can I ever repay you?
Well, it's time that you get the curse off of the rest of the fire elves. So I did my job. It's time for you to do yours.
You say only I can deliver my people from the grip of this dreadful banshee's curse? But how? I am an actor. We are the opposite of people. The cure and my voice hath entwined? Then accept the role of hero I must, and I shall deliver a performance for the ages to the streets!
Alright, time to tell Greta that we did it.
Well, did you fix this mess? Can I go back to my stories now? Finally! This whole ordeal has made me realize that I don't miss working with students as much as I'd previously thought. No offense. Run along, then, dear. And if you would be so kind as to omit my name from your official reporting to the city guard, I'd appreciate it. Ta-ta!
Alright, let's go tell Private Quinn. Then he can take his time instead of watching so much for the fire elves. We can get those doors closed back up on the dark cave and get the undead out of here. But I think he's gonna have to deal with that one.
Great balls of fire! You're alive! When I didn't hear back from you, I just assumed... Well, I'm glad you weren't fricasseed. Did you find Lizzo?
I did.
She's safe now? Whew! And a cure for the fire elves' madness is being administered as we speak? You're amazing! You should tell Sergeant Muldoon! And feel free to mention how I'm still bravely defending this position. If it comes up. Thanks, Wizard. I couldn't have done it without you.
Very true. Alright, Sergeant Muldoon, let's tell. That is the 3rd Street in Old Town. Firecat Alley, Cyclops Lane, Triton Avenue have all been saved. Gladys the Pyromancer, savior of Unicorn Way, the wizard who is growing up in Wizard City, coming from a place that doesn't even believe in magic, by the way.
Hello again, young wizard. Do the smell of brimstone and burnt hair spell word from Firecat Alley? You helped quell an undead insurrection and cured a fire elf curse? Impressive! We're not out of the woods yet, but we're making headway. Good job on cleaning up those streets. You know, if this whole student of magic thing doesn't work out, you have a bright future as a guard.
Ooh, I think I'll stick to being the wizard, though. Thank you very much.
For now, though, report back to the headmaster and tell him that everything is under control.
All right. The headmaster it is for the next thing, but we beat Cyclops Lane. We beat Firecat Alley. We beat Triton Avenue. That is the end of Old Town here. And I think we'll also call that as the end of episode 3. I want to thank you all for who tuned into this video. If you like this episode, please go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for new notifications for when the next episode comes out. Now, thank you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.